My dear students, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to your online class. Previously, we have discussed about hormones, which are chemical messengers secreted from the glands, and they exert their physiological control effect on other cells of the body. So in this lecture, we are going to see the mechanism of action of hormones, how these hormones stimulate the other cells, and what are the responses of the cells to this stimulation. So first we will look at the steps of the mechanism of action of hormone. The very first step is binding with the receptor. We know that hormones have their receptor in or on the surface of the cell membrane, in the cell cytoplasm or in the cell nucleus. So first step is the hormone binds with its receptor and the receptor forms a hormone receptor complex, and this activates the receptor and initiates a cascade of change in the cell. Then there is the intracellular signaling after the hormone receptor activation. Then second messenger mechanisms for mediating intracellular hormonal functions. Then some hormones mainly act by genetic machinery of the cell, and these are the steroid hormones and the thyroid hormones. So the first step was the hormone receptor complex formation. When the hormone combines with its receptor, it causes a conformational change of the receptor, and this activates the receptor and initiates a cascade of reactions inside the cell. Each of the stages becomes more powerful than the previous one. So a small concentration of hormone can give a very large effect. The second step is intracellular signaling after hormone receptor activation. So when the hormone receptor complex become activated, it initiates the effects of the hormone through some reactions. And the cell surface receptors, there are three types. The cell surface receptors, the receptors on the surface of the cell membrane are of three types. One is the ion channel linked receptors, then we have the G protein linked hormone receptors and enzyme linked hormone receptors. The ion channel linked receptors, if you see in this diagram, these are the cell membrane and all the three types of cell surface receptors, that is the ion channel linked receptor, the G protein receptor and the enzyme linked receptor. The ion channel linked receptor, when the chemical messenger comes and binds with this receptor, it activates the receptor and there is a conformational change and there is opening of the ion channel and ions enter inside the cell. So these chemical messengers, in this case these are mainly neurotransmitters. So ion channel linked receptors are mainly for the neurotransmitters and they act by opening or closing the ion channels, and thus they help in rapid transmission of signals. Then we have the G protein receptors, which are G protein is mainly for the protein hormones and they work with the cyclic AMP second messenger system, and we will learn this in details in our later on lectures. So I am not going into this now. And the third one is the enzyme linked receptor, and here the receptors act as enzymes or they are closely associated with the enzymes, and when the receptors become activated the enzymatic reactions occur. An example of this is leptin receptor. And then we have the intracellular receptors. So those three were the cell surface receptors, and then the intracellular receptors act by activation of genes, and examples are the steroid hormones, thyroid hormones, retinoid hormones and vitamin D. So these are very important examples of chemical messengers that act by activating intracellular receptors and activation of genes. So you should remember these examples, that is the steroid hormone, thyroid hormone, retinoid hormone and vitamin D. So these intracellular receptors that are either located in the cell cytoplasm or in the cell nucleus, and these hormones, these are lipophilic hormones, that means they are lipid soluble, so they can easily diffuse through the lipid cell membrane, and when the receptor is in the cytoplasm, it binds with its receptor in the cytoplasm and then they go into the nucleus. And when the receptor is in the nucleus, such as for thyroid hormone, the hormone comes and binds with its receptor and forms the hormone receptor complex. So either way, either with the cytoplasmic receptor or with the nuclear receptor, the first step was formation of the hormone receptor complex, and this hormone receptor complex becomes activated and it goes in the nucleus, it goes and binds with specific part of the DNA, and this is called the hormone response element. This specific area of the DNA where the hormone receptor complex binds is called hormone response element. And then there is transcription of genes and formation of messenger RNA, and then this messenger RNA goes back into the cytoplasm and forms new proteins, which then gives the effect of the hormones. So we will also look into this in details in our next classes. So two terms that you need to know, one is the first messenger and second one is the second messenger. First messenger means the extracellular substance that binds to a cell receptor and initiates intracellular activity. So first messenger is carrying a signal extracellularly and then it comes and binds with the receptor and thus it propagates the information or propagates the signal intracellularly. So first messenger is acting extracellularly, and we say that first messenger is the ligand, which means it is binds reversibly with the receptor protein, not irreversibly. Okay, so it binds reversibly, that means it can again come off the receptor. So it binds reversibly with the receptor protein and causes conformational change. Examples of fast messenger are hormones, neurotransmitters and local mediators like bradykinin, leukotriene, etc. So this is fast messenger that are carrying the message or carrying the information extracellularly, and they propagate or they transfer the message to inside the cell by binding with the receptor, and then inside the cell we have the second messengers. So second messengers are intracellular signaling molecules and they trigger the intracellular signal transduction cascade and they amplify the strength of the first messenger signal. So second messenger, we are saying that these are chemical substances that are working intracellularly and then they trigger the intracellular signal transduction cascade and they amplify the strength of the first messenger signal. So the second step of our this mechanism of action of hormone, the third step is the second messenger mechanism for mediating intracellular hormonal function. So our first step was the hormone binds with the receptor. The second step is when there is intracellular signaling mechanisms like the G protein linked or the ion channel linked or enzyme linked receptors. And then thirdly, once the first messenger has bound with the receptor, the message is now going to be, the work is now going to be done by the second messengers, and the second messengers are working intracellularly and there are 3 second messenger systems, that is the adenylyl cyclase cyclic AMP second messenger system, the cell membrane phospholipid second messenger system, and the calcium calmodulin second messenger system. This is the cyclic AMP second messenger system, where you can see that in the extracellularly, when the first messenger, that is the hormone, comes and binds with the receptor, forms the hormone receptor complex and activates the receptor, and then there is GTP on the cytoplasmic tail of this receptor. There is GTP, and then when the receptor is activated, there is changes, a cascade of reactions is occurring, and cyclic AMP here is working as the second messenger system. Some of the hormones that use the adenylyl cyclase second messenger system are here. You can have this chart in your textbook of Guyton. This is table 74-2, and these are adrenocorticotropic hormone, angiotensin 2, calcitonin, catecholamines, and a lot of other hormones, as you can see. And you have to know these hormones. This is very important for MCQ, like which hormones use the cyclic AMP second messenger system. Then we have the cell membrane phospholipid second messenger system. Some hormones activate the enzyme phospholipase C, and this enzyme catalyzes the breakdown of some phospholipids in the cell membrane. We know that phospholipid is one of the composition of the cell membrane. So when phospholipase C is activated, it catalyzes the breakdown of the phospholipids in the cell membrane, especially the phosphatidyl inositol biphosphate, and this breaks down into two components. So thus two different second messenger products are formed. One is the inositol triphosphate and another one is the diacyl glycerol or DAG. The hormones which act by this second messenger system are angiotensin 2 of the vascular smooth muscles. Then we have gonadotropic releasing hormone, growth hormone releasing hormone, thyroid releasing hormone, oxytocin, and also you will find this chart in the textbook of Guyton. This is table 74-3, which you also have to know very well. Then we have hormones that act mainly on the genetic machinery of the cell. So as I have already said that these hormones have their receptors in the cell cytoplasm or in the cell nucleus, and after forming the hormone receptor complex, they go and bind with the specific portion of the DNA, that is the hormone response element, and thus there is transcription of genes, formation of messenger RNA, and the other effects are followed, and thus which gives rise to new proteins which carries out the cellular response to the hormone. So hormones that act mainly in the genetic machinery of the cell are the steroid hormone, which increases protein synthesis, and the thyroid hormone that increases gene transcription in the cell nucleus. So this is all for today, and I hope you go through this lecture 2 or 3 times so that you understand the mechanisms of hormone action, because to understand the later on lectures you need to have a clear conception about this. So stay safe and stay connected. Until next time, Allah Hafiz and thank you.